The Barber Session is officially here. Hosted by Bossio, Christian Perez, this podcast is for barbers by barbers. And we're going to be focusing on different topics in the industry, product reviews, interviewing some of the biggest names in the industry, and we're going to be letting you know what it takes to be successful behind the chair. The day-to-day grind of being an entrepreneur is real, even in the barber industry. And we're in one of the greatest industries of all time, ever, one of the oldest ones. And, man, I just love it. I'm excited about what's to come. What do you think, Chris?
I'm excited. Is there another barber podcast out there?
Not that I know of, man.
I haven't heard of one. Let's bring respect back to barbering.
I like that idea, man.
Let's bring it back.
And I think us wanting that so badly, it's like it's forced us out of our comfort zone. Like I'm getting sick and tired of my dad telling my family in Colombia that I'm a damn engineer. You know he does that?
No, you're lying.
I'm dead ass.
You're lying.
I'm dead ass.
You make money like an engineer.
Of course, but that's the people don't know what they don't know. But in Colombia, barbers don't make that type of bread. They do, but there's some that don't. And that's the perception that most people have on all barbers.
Well, it's the same thing in Dominican Republic, where I'm from. Barbering is kind of like a hobby. Can't support a family on barbering.
And it's like that perception is real here in the United States. But I love this, man. I love this barber industry. And I'm never doing anything else. Like, this is my passion. So, we're here at the Barber Session. You ready?
I'm ready. We're going to go over a couple topics. Going to go over a couple subjects here, ask some questions. But before we start, Chris.
What's up, bro?
You brought something to my attention, and I just wanted to read it out loud here to everybody and get your thoughts on it. Somebody Snapchatted you today. Something really powerful.
I know where you're going with this.
Something that just, it really touched you.
Yeah.
You got Snapchatted by Devin James Boy. Devin says, "Hey Chris, my name is Devin. I'm 20 years old and I live in the Bay Area. I really want to pursue my goals of becoming a barber. I always get looked down upon and people say I should set higher goals. Set higher goals, Chris, than being a barber. But I know that this is what I really want to do. I wanted to thank you because you really made me realize it doesn't matter what other people say or think. I'm going for it because it's what I feel passionate about." What do you think about that, Chris?
First, I want to give him, big ups, man, for following what his passion is. Because I know for a fact it doesn't matter what industry you're in. As long as you put in the work, as long as you have the work ethic, my favorite two words, you're going to get it in any industry. Now, what's a respected profession? Doctors? Lawyers? I don't know about you, but I know barbers who make doctor, lawyer money.
Well, the key thing is, like you said, you got to dedicate yourself. You think those doctors and lawyers didn't dedicate themselves?
Of course. But I also know doctors and lawyers who make teacher money.
Yeah.
And just because your paycheck says something doesn't mean that's what you put in your pocket, right? But that's off topic. Here's what I want to say about that. Do what's passionate, man. Like, I've been in the same predicament. My family has looked down upon the profession, but I can tell you this right now: if you go through with this, you won't regret it. Because I've never regretted it for a second. My life today is so much better because I followed my passion, and with the push of loved ones like you, and my wife, I thank God I didn't stop doing this, because today I'm in such a better place, man. I had no idea where barbering could take me, not just financially, but just in every aspect, man, as a person. But I think it starts with you investing in yourself, and if you invest in yourself, you're gonna be successful in any industry, especially one as old but young as this industry. And I made that video the other day, the Vidal Sassoon thing, and it's like, you can go to any person right now. You can go into a supermarket and ask a random person, do you know who Paul Mitchell is?
You can go to Advanced Auto Parts.
Yeah. Do you know who Paul Mitchell is?
Everybody.
Everybody knows.
Who doesn't know? Vidal Sassoon.
I could go ask somebody who's Curtis Smith, who's Pacino's.
Barbers will know.
Barbers will know, but a random person is
Will
not
not
gonna
know.
know.
And
Bro,
that's not a knock.
It's not a knock. It's not, but it's just it's to show you guys how much opportunity there is in this industry. But it's up to us.
How much untapped potential.
Of course. But it's up to us to get together and make that happen, man. We have to represent this industry the right way to gain that respect.
Bars.
The money's there. The money's there. Is the respect there?
No.
And can you imagine what happens when respect is there? What that's going to do for the money? Even though it's already here.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
To quote somebody that we've seen speak live a couple times, DL, Master Barber. Being a master barber isn't just killing a fade or behind the chair. It's more than that.
Of course not.
It's more than that. It's the way you carry yourself. It's a business. You're running a business behind the chair. It's how you treat your customers, how you conduct yourself, your professionalism. Yes, it does matter if you're running 20 minutes behind an appointment and you do it on a consistent basis. People think, oh, it's not a big deal. No, that is a big deal.
And just to touch on that letter one more time. I have respect for people who chase their passion. Those are true entrepreneurs. The dreamers are the true entrepreneurs. And the reason why they're the true entrepreneurs is because they design their life. They don't let society design their life for them. What's right, what's wrong. When you decide to design your life, there is no more work-life balance. There's no more work-life balance. It is your life. Because you designed it that way. You're doing what you love to do. It's like when you're at work, you hate it. You dread it. When you're at home, what do? You go play video games. You go watch football. You do the things that you love. When you love what you do, that's life. That's not work.
100%.
So there is no work-life balance. It's life.
Yo, run that back again. That was too much for me, bro.
There is no work-life balance in this, man. It's life.
What was the design?
As a matter of fact, I'm going to make T-shirts that say that. I just came up with that. Life.
Right here on episode 1 of the Barber Session. Life balance. I love it.
I mean, think about it, man. So, listen, I admire you. Go with it. Because while everybody else is miserable, punching that clock, doing that 9 to 5, and I don't knock it, but I do knock the people who hate on the ones who are chasing their dreams. Because they think what they're doing is right and nothing else is. It's ridiculous.
I agree. Devin, you chase your dreams, bro. Go do what you do.
That barber life, baby.
Go do what you do. Barber love, barber life.
Yes,
Don't
sir.
let anybody tell you you can't do nothing.
Of course. So, does that cover that question?
That covers it.
Devin, I hope that helped you out, man. You helped me out. You helped put a fire under my butt, man, and really motivate me to really just go after this even more. Thank you.
All right. So, you want to get started?
I think we can get started on that note.
I think.
I thought we got started.
I thought so. I mean, kind of shut the party down on that one.
Yeah, man.
Life. I want y'all to just life.
Think about that, man.
All right. So I'm going to ask you a question.
That's good.
And then I'm going to listen to your answer, and then you're going to ask me the same question.
Yeah.
Why did you choose barbering?
Why did I choose barbering? I wish I had a cool story like Jesse Lima does. He got a great story.
Well, his story is phenomenal, man. If you haven't heard it, buy the man's DVD. It's phenomenal. Barbering changed his life as well as all of ours.
It did. Mine, I didn't know it was going to. You know, my mother did hair. She did hair. She cut my hair most of my life, and never even thought about it being my profession. I wanted to be a basketball player. I wanted to be a hooper. I thought I'd be able to play overseas one day, and I got to the next level. I got to the collegiate level, and it wasn't that I wasn't good enough. It was I didn't like it. I didn't love it anymore. It became a job. In every practice, I remember the coach always saying, earn your scholarship. Earn your scholarship. And, you know, I don't want to make this story long, but that didn't make it fun anymore. So I came back home, and I was going to go. My plan was to go play basketball for HCC. The problem was that they wanted to charge me out-of-state tuition because I came from a school in Kansas. I was there for a year. So I was like, yo, in the meantime, barber school is only 10 months, 12 months. I'm going to go to barber school. I'm going to knock it out in that year. So I got a flexible hustle that I could go to school full-time, hoop, and still make money. Because in Kansas, I was broke. I couldn't have a job. But when you got something flexible, you could work. Little do you know, I'm working at Arby's, man. And I hustled at Arby's. I was there for a year, too. In that 1 year, that one break in between Kansas and going to ACC, I went from the dishwasher, bro, to the general manager of the store.
GM, ladies and gentlemen. How old were you?
I think I was like 21 years old at the time. I was like 21 years old. I was the youngest GM in that company, the franchise, I should say. But I did that, and I hated. That made me hate the corporate world. It wasn't fair, in my opinion. You work your ass off and you don't get the returns, right? Then I remember I took a demotion from GM to assistant manager. That way I could work part time. I was only part time one, and I remember that first day I walked into the shop. It wasn't a crazy amount of money, but I think I made like $200. In one day, I'm like, whoa.
I remember telling you, I don't even know why you're working part time at Arby's. You're wasting your time.
Yeah, I mean, that one day when I got that $200, I was like, yo, I did this in one day as a barber. Could you imagine if I do this shit full time? So I did it. I stayed at Arby's. I gave my 2 weeks notice. Hated it because I wanted to be in the shop. And ever since that, man, it's just been. I thank God, man, that I even had the idea. I never cut hair before barber school. I would line myself up every now and then, but I wasn't no barber before that. So I think I got lucky, man. I think God blessed me with that.
That's what's up.
That's why I became a barber. What about you, bro? You have an amazing story? Please tell me you got an amazing story. I'll probably put these people to sleep.
My story's not amazing either. And it's funny because there's a lot of parallels in our story. Why did I become a barber? Those of you that know me know that I've been employed by UPS. I'm going on my 10th year next month. 10 years, UPS. What can Brown do for you? And I wanted to go to UPS, or I wanted to find a job that would allow me the flexibility. That's why I said our stories have a lot of parallels.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But backtracking before that, I sold insurance for 7 years, and I have a business background. I own an insurance agency with my parents. So I knew that wasn't what I wanted to do. I didn't want to be behind a desk for the rest of my life. I hated it. So I decided to go to UPS. Well, when you go to UPS, if you know or you don't know, now you will, it's all seniority based. So you don't just walk in and become a driver making $90,000 a year. You have to work at the company for a long time. You have to put your time in. So I was working part-time at UPS, waking up at 3 a.m., going in, breaking my back, 3 a.m. to 9 a.m., and I was only getting about $180 a week. So I needed to find something that would allow me the flexibility to make extra money on the side until driving full-time became available. So I was talking to an old friend of mine from school. He had become a barber. He told me, man, you should come to the barber shop and just hang out. And it was one of those things. We're very similar, Chris, that when we put our mind to something, we just go. We know one gear, one direction, and just go. And he said, you should do this. I said, there's no way, man. And, and like you said in the beginning, I don't have a cool story. I'm not a third generation barber. Yeah. I can honestly say that I don't know one person, at least your mom did hair. I don't know one person in my entire family on both sides that does hair, women or barbering. I don't know one person. So in speaking to my friend and, I saw there was a lot of flexibility, I decided to go to barber school. I signed up the next week. And I finished school in a year, and I started working in a barbershop. It's phenomenal, life-changing. Like you said, I just kind of lucked out into it, and I haven't looked back since.
So, I don't know, I don't know if any of the listeners really know what you've accomplished so far in this industry. And I remember working next to you at somebody else's shop and being miserable in there because we just weren't treated right. And I appreciate that part of the process. And the reason why I appreciate it is because it made us who we are today. It really did. It was even though it was a negative story, it was our motivation for where we are today.
Exactly. And it wasn't all negative. I mean, We have mentors that we work next to that have been in the industry for a long time that showed us a lot of stuff and, showed us how to share and that we can all eat and we don't have to be like...
What you give out, you receive.
Exactly.
But to be where you are today, you own about to be 4 barbershops.
Collectively. Along with you. It's not just me.
Yeah.
It's a team effort.
Of course, but...
Shout out to Danny.
And, we have a whole lot of things in store, a whole lot of things that we're ready to do and launch. I can't wait to do it, but to see you grow from there, from just being the part-time UPS guy, from being the guy who used to drive that little Integra.
Nothing wrong with my Integra, man. My Integra made 400 horsepower, dog.
But from all that to being the family man you are today, to owning the 4 barbershops, going to be 4 barbershops, and just having the success that you've had in this industry. And I thought it was important because not all the listeners really know, who Christian Perez is. You can follow him on Instagram on Headlines of Bust. This guy right here, he's been my motivator, man. He's been the guy that's kicked me in the butt and be like, let's go. And that's what I thought people needed to know.
I remember when you didn't want to do a YouTube channel. Remember that?
Yeah. I want to ask you, why open a shop? Why'd you do it? What motivated you to even think of the idea of opening a shop? Because a lot of people, they don't want that headache.
The idea of opening up Headlines really didn't start out like most people. Most people open up a business or a shop to make money, right? That's what, you open up a shop to make money.
Yeah.
Or a business.
Yeah.
That wasn't the concept for me. I just wanted somewhere that I can work and have peace of mind. I wanted somewhere that me and you can work and others can work and just enjoy coming to work. That was the whole purpose of becoming a barber. Yeah. I wanted to enjoy coming to work. So Headlines was conceived in the lunchroom of a barbershop that me and you worked at. Literally.
Yeah, I remember.
I remember just wanting to have somewhere fun to work. Somewhere that I like to work. And that sounds kind of like childish, like fun to work. I don't mean fun like Chuck E. Cheese fun. I mean like, you enjoy coming to work. You know what I mean, Chris?
Of course. I mean, I wanted to be able to build a website or an app that takes online appointments without having to worry about the owner getting rid of me.
Agreed. But we're not gonna dwell on that.
No, but that's the point of
Headlines. And that's the point
of Headlines. It's a
entrepreneurship.
platform. It's a platform for true entrepreneurs. The opportunity is there.
Exactly.
And that's fun.
Exactly. 100%.
I don't want no ceilings.
So literally, in the lunchroom of this barbershop, that's where Headlines was born. As a matter of fact, some people, in case you know or you want to know how the name of Headlines came up.
That's funny.
We eat lunch in this lunchroom, and Drake Headlines came on.
Like, yo, like this.
This song is dope. Mm-hmm. This song is dope, Bossio. What's the name of the song? Headlines. Instantaneously, we both looked up at each other, eyes like saucers. Like, yo, that's the name.
Yeah.
And if I show you some of my early stuff.
What was it? Because you already had art for it.
Oh, man.
What was it?
I'm so glad. Do I really have to?
You have to. You got to tell the people.
Do I really?
What was the name of the shop originally?
NFL.
Oh, my God.
National Fade League.
This is how much this guy likes the NFL.
I'm obsessed. I have an illness. Some of you listeners out there understand my illness. The NFL is an addiction.
Holder. How long you been a season ticket holder?
8 years. 9 years.
Jesus.
9 years season ticket holder for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That's what he meant by he wanted to have fun. He wanted not to cut hair, play Madden all day in the shop, call the shop the NFL, National Fade League. But then Drake saved us all.
Drake. Thank you, Drake. Appreciate you. So that's how the idea of Headlines was born. And then when we opened, like everything, you evolve.
Yeah.
And then it became something like, okay, do we really, obviously it was making money.
You hit a goal and your goals get bigger along the way.
Exactly. Exactly. But like I said, when we opened, the idea wasn't to make money. We made money, obviously.
Yeah.
And then, we had what, you can call, I guess, the sit down, the trio. We sat down and we had a discussion. What do we want to do with this? Do we really want to fully monetize this? Do we want to swing for the fences? What are we trying to do? Are we trying to just have a cool place to work? Or do we want to create a legacy?
And real quick, I just want to touch on that. It wasn't easy to make this a cool place to work.
No.
We had to build the shop. Can you kind of touch on the journey, the process?
Oh, man.
The sleepless nights?
Sleepless nights, and just really interjecting that attitude, that mindset into all of the barbers was not easy. Really hammering it home that we could all eat and there's no sense in fighting. We're just one big family here. Was hard.
You can see a level of I don't know if this is even a word, desperateness.
Yeah. It's like, really?
It got to a point where barbers were desperate, man. It was
never here.
But it was scary.
Yeah.
And it was scary the first few days.
No, let's talk about the first day.
The
very first day, bro.
The lights cut off.
We turn key, open up. I mean, I'm sweating. I'm nervous. I'm shaking. Bossio's cutting one of his first clients. It starts raining.
Yeah.
And it must be true, I guess, for opening barbershops as well as weddings, because they say if it rains on your wedding day, it's good luck. It started raining, and the power cut off, guys. I'm talking.
My client I just balled my client out.
Balled all the way around.
He had to call out of work.
Lights went out. Power went out for 6 hours. You want to talk about being nervous.
Yeah. That's when we looked at each other and we were like, uh-oh.
What do we get ourselves into? What do we do? What did we just do?
We started thinking that our doubters were right for a second there.
So after the sit down, we decided, that we were just going to go for it and create a legacy.
So what's the ultimate goal for you in barbering, man? You say create a legacy. What does that mean?
I want to change the game. I want to change the game forever. I want the name headlines to be known by everybody. I mean, Supercuts is known by everybody.
Sports
Clips is known by everybody. Let me ask you a question, Chris, because it's hilarious to me when customers tell me our prices are too high. How much does Sports Clips charge for a haircut?
They start for a basic cut $18.
Basic.
Now, if you want a haircut, you want your hair shampooed, and I think it's like a back rub. I think it was like $26.
Do they use a straight razor?
No straight razor.
So they advertise that they do a neck shave, but they don't use a straight razor. It's an electric shaver type thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So back to the point, if everybody knows the name Sports Clips, why can't I, going back to Devin and his dreams and his goals, why can't that be my goal? I want the name headlines to be everywhere. I want everyone to know who Headlines is. And the only difference between us and Sports Clips is that we have real barbers, because there's sports on our TVs all day.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
No knock on on barbers that are at Sports Clips. You got to start somewhere.
Absolutely.
We're talking about the corporation.
Yes. And no knock on the corporation. Hey, that's their lane. We have our lane, they have theirs.
I knocked the corporation. I'm sorry. I can't be politically correct on this one, man. Listen, I'm all for barbers, barber love, you know what I'm saying? And I support anything that's started by a barber and or for people that support barbers. But when you are somebody who's just there for the profit, you got to do what's for the shareholders. It's no longer about the industry anymore. And when you have Sports Clips right next to you charging $8 for a haircut, or not Sports Clips, but Great Clips, doing the $8 Tuesdays or whatever, it makes us think, people who are students of this profession, that we gotta do the same thing to compete.
Yeah.
And we've never ever done discounts.
Not once. I don't believe in discounts.
We've never done it.
I've given away a free haircut before I do a discount.
I would do a free haircut before a discount.
We did it 2 weeks ago. We went to Crunch Fitness, remember?
Yeah.
Shout out to Crunch.
Thank you, Crunch Fitness.
Appreciate it. We gave away free haircuts, set up a table. Aspiring barbers out there. Or existing barbers.
And we locked in a few of those people. They've come to the barbershop.
I saw one yesterday.
But they didn't come back expecting a discount.
No, they did not. They paid full price, right?
Yeah, they didn't come to the shop and say, "Hey, can I get a free haircut?"
Now, why don't we believe in discounts, Bossio? Because we've dealt with it. I've dealt with it, and my experience. I don't know what you know yours, or if you want to elaborate on it. But my experience is, the people that come for discounts are discount chasers.
Definitely.
I don't want those people as my clients. You'll never see them again. They come in, they get a haircut, they're out. You never see them again. They're going to chase the next discount, the next deal. So I don't believe in discounts. Period.
Yeah, completely agree.
We actually got that from Jesse. Hey, Jesse, what do you think we should do for grand opening? Should we discount haircuts? No. Do it for free before you discount it.
And that's a beautiful thing, man. That's the exact attitude that you have to have, man. It's stop being cutthroat, man. Help your peers, man. Help the people in your industry, and by doing that, you're just gonna grow the industry, man. And thank God for that, because what if we would have done the discounted haircuts?
Oh my God, we would have gotten flooded the first week, and then after that, poof.
It might have ruined our entire business case.
Yeah.
And let me tell you guys, we've never done a discounted haircut. We're not in a place where barbershops don't do discounted haircuts. All of them do it. Most of them do. But we're still doing okay. So don't think that because you're slow, it's because you're not doing discounted haircuts. It's because you got to dig a little deeper. You got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, what am I doing wrong? Am I doing everything I should be doing? Am I giving it all, or am I just waiting for it to happen?
So, Chris.
Yes, sir.
What's your ultimate goal in barbering?
I just want to. It's tough, man. I've never been a me person. I've always been the person that if I'm going to bro, I want my team to come with me. You know, I've always been the person that, and I know I shouldn't be this way, but I tried to get the horse to drink the water. I'll lead him to the water, and if he don't want to drink it, I'll still try, until all of a sudden he's ignoring my phone calls, and he ain't answering my texts anymore, because I just it's hard when you envision things and people don't see the same thing sometimes, right? So my goal is just to create the content to where it's there for the person who wants it, who wants to drink the water. I want to influence. I want my message heard, and it's not a money thing. It's a lifestyle thing, you know. And I know with money it creates lifestyle, but it's lonely at the top by yourself. And I just want to create the platform that's going to set a foundation for the person that wants to become that guy, that barber that people look at and respect. That barber that, you know, Devin can say, hey, mom, dad, hey, whoever's hating on me, look at this guy. That's who I'm going to be. And they're going to know who that guy is. Because a hairstylist says, I want to be Paul Mitchell, nobody's going to laugh.
Nope.
You know, a lady at a salon charges, my wife just got her haircut today. The lady charged her $125 just for the haircut.
Just for haircut.
Not color.
No color.
Nothing else. Just the haircut. She didn't walk in there and say, oh, damn. Down the street, they charging $20. Oh, damn. This ain't worth $20. I mean, this ain't worth $125. My wife walked in there excited, happy to pay the money because it gave her the value. It was valuable. It was worth the $125. And until us barbers give that value to the clients, to the marketplace, we'll never be able to charge those prices.
No.
The marketplace has to value. Expensive is not expensive. See, in this industry, $20 is expensive. What? $20 in this industry is expensive because Joe down the street is charging $5.
Why is Joe charging $5?
Because he thinks he has to. He thinks he has to be able to compete in this marketplace.
See, if we all unite, if we all were on the same page, how powerful can that be?
It's pretty cool, man. What my wife's hair school is doing. It's called Summit, and everyone who graduates from this school, they have like quarterly meetings or monthly meetings inside that school. It's like a big boardroom. It's crazy, and they have like, you know, a whole bunch of, you know, stylists that graduated from that school that went on to open up schools or hair salons and stuff like that, and they meet in this boardroom. They get together collectively, and they actually have a system in place. And even though it might be Myra's hair salon and Vicky's hair salon,
it's all the same system.
It's all the same. It's like, yo, we respect each other's grind. We're not going to undercut each other's prices. We're going to all be professional. And because of that unity, they're upping the bar, the standard. They're demanding that respect for their profession, right? So until we start doing that, people are always going to look at us sideways for charging $20 for a cut.
I agree. I agree 100%.
And let me tell you something, guys. Just because you're charging a more doesn't mean you're going to be slow. I charge a little bit more than my marketplace, but I'm booked.
Bossio, what happened when you raised your prices?
I got busier.
That's hilarious.
I got busier, and it was the way that I did it. And you know, the way that I did it was, you know, I'm not gonna say how I did it just yet, but the way that I did it, pretty much it kind of put a fire in all my customers' butts. That like, okay, you know, this guy, you know, I got a little comfortable. He's getting busier. He's, you know, if I want to stay in line with this guy, if I want to continue to get my haircut by him, he just motivated me to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And price isn't an issue because the value is there. So yeah, my ultimate goal is just to influence, man, and make a change and do my part in growing this industry. So with that, I mean, Chris, I want to ask you a question, man. What played the biggest part in your success so far? Like, what was it? Was it an attribute? Was it a person? Was it a moment?
It was a little bit of everything, but if I can put my finger on one thing, as my boy Bossio cracks open a cold one, nothing wrong with that. This is a 21 and up show.
Oh, hold on, real quick. You know, I just got an idea.
What's that?
Let's have a craft beer every time we do this.
That's dope. We can review it.
All right, we're not doing craft right now because we're kind of watching our figures.
Yeah, there's a competition going on.
Yeah.
How's you going in competition, by the way?
I'm doing terrible, man.
So am I.
I'm eating good.
I gave up.
I'm eating good. I'm just not hitting the gym like I should.
I'm just gonna donate the 150, and I'm just done.
All right, so tonight we're drinking Michelob Ultra.
95 calories.
Because it only has 95 calories.
26 carbs.
Yeah.
So it's not one thing. It's a lot of different things that I can attribute my success to. And if I had to boil it down to one thing, it would be my team, the people that I've surrounded myself with. Daniel, you, our barbers. Our barbers are, I mean, they're what motivate me. They keep me going. I got to make sure the chairs are spinning. So it's just collectively it's everybody, man. Everybody. You, your YouTube channel, Danny. That's what I can attribute my success to, is that, and we say it all the time, is that to surround yourself by like-minded people. Surround yourself by successful people, and you too will be successful. So that's what I can attribute my success to.
That's dope, man.
What about you?
A lot of these questions I've never really thought about. I've never been asked, first off. And I love the idea of this podcast because it gives us an opportunity to really talk about things that we don't talk about in the barbershop, because it's just not a topic. It's just not a topic in the shop. And even after hours, people, you know, people don't like to talk about these things. But I guess now that I've thought about it, it's appreciating the process. It's appreciating the journey. It's understanding that everything is gonna make you. Everything that happens to you, there's a reason why it happens, man. You gotta take it. You gotta take it for what it is, and you gotta learn from it. And you'll have some negative people in your life. You'll have some positive people in your life, but they're all there for a reason, and you learn from those people. And sometimes it might take you longer to realize it. Like, Chris has been telling me since what, 4 or 5 years ago?
Since before we opened up the barbershops, bro.
Yeah. Chris, you gotta start making videos. Chris, you gotta compete in these barber battles. And I didn't have that vision yet. I didn't have it in me yet. And that's why I believe that's why I try to force people to drink the water. Because it worked on me. And I gotta thank you, I gotta thank Danny, I gotta thank my wife. And all the people the positive people in my life who forced me to drink the water. Because 4 or 5 years later, I finally get it, man. I see it.
How many subs now?
It's about to be 37,000, man.
That's crazy.
In like 10 months.
That's crazy.
And it's funny how it happened. I bought my wife a camera. She was gonna start doing photography and stuff. And it started collecting dust. And I was like, I'm so picky with my money, that I'm like, I'm gonna use this thing.
You picky with money?
Yeah.
You picky, the cat that bought a year's supply of ramen noodle soup at the shop because you didn't want to buy lunch.
and listen, I'm not for that, but that was me along my journey. Understand, and I learned from that. But I got lost. Where am I at?
The camera. Start collecting dust, so you pick it up.
So I grabbed that camera, and I remember I did a video on the skeleton trimmer. That was like the fad. That was the trend at the time. Boom! Right away, it caught like 10,000 views. I'm like, whoa. Like, let me do a haircut tutorial, and I did it in the worst lighted place ever. I did it in my father-in-law's house.
I remember that video. It looked like you were up against a wall.
Yeah, up against the wall. It was horrible. But that video got 80,000 views in a few months. I'm like, whoa. That's when I decided
to go with it.
And that's when I started drinking the water. And I started dropping a video every week. And before you know it, the channel starts doing well, and people start reaching out to me, and I start realizing, man, that this is it.
You started affecting lives.
Yeah, this is it. This is my calling, man. But right off top, what comes to mind is the people, the positive people. And when you're down, you have somebody to talk to. When you're up, you got people to celebrate with.
And we celebrate.
Man. And one of the biggest moments for me this year was I had no idea, bro. I thought I was going to Top Golf just on like a double date thing out of nowhere. And when I get there, I swear I had no idea. There's my team. Like 30, 40 people, yo. Throw me a surprise birthday party.
That's what we do. We're a family.
At that moment, though, it made me appreciate the people in my life. And there was a time, man, when life was lonely. But now, God, I'm blessed.
Bars.
And the level of success that I've reached happened because of the people. Don't be selfish. Don't do this on your own. If you have something, put people on. If you have dreams and you have a way to get there are people who have the same dreams. Put people on. It's not so much how big of a piece you get, but it's more how big of a pie you can create, so that you can put people on, man. And I've said this before. I don't want to go to Bora Bora by myself.
That's real.
You know.
I want my whole team to go to Bora Bora.
So
are we planning a headlines cruise?
Let's do a headlines cruise, man.
We're planning that, right? Let's do a headlines cruise.
We
got 24 barbers now?
What are we doing? We should have been
20. That's 40. That's 48 people with spouses.
Well,
we'll close down a ship.
I gotta bring my kids, bro. You know the kids clubs on those things are dope. You won't see your kid. You won't see your kid the whole cruise. Yo, we gotta do it, man. But listen, I guess that's it. We could wrap it up.
Nah, hold up, man. One more question to ask.
What's that?
What's your favorite cut to do?
What has been the most popular one so far?
I didn't say popular. Your favorite.
I'm gonna get there. The most popular one so far has been a low fade. I've been doing that, I feel like, every cut. But my favorite
and that's one
fade,
of the finicky haircuts to do.
Yeah, but my favorite fade all time, and it will last the test of time.
Don't steal mine.
Is the bald fade.
You stole it.
Dark on top, like super down to the white meat skin on the sides, with a nice full beard, with a nice line on there, groomed, and just...
You're describing my haircut.
Blurry. Gotta blurry blurry it. That's my favorite haircut.
Okay, since you stole mine, my second close first haircut to do would have to be a skin tight faux hawk.
Ooh, the
skin tight faux hawk.
There was a time
I get down with shears.
There was a time there where we did faux hawks every other cut.
Every other cut. I love doing that cut.
Yeah.
I love giving my son that cut.
Yeah.
That's close to the 2 on top, 2.5 with a skin tight fade.
Well, 2s are different for everybody. A 2 on me would look kind of crazy. I'm thinning.
Yeah, a little bit. You're younger than me too.
I get like a 5 on top.
A 5, but right down the middle though. Don't mess with the sides.
Yeah.
Don't mess with the corners.
Don't tell the people my secrets, bro. Hey, listen, I appreciate everybody listening to this podcast. This is one of many. We're gonna do this every week, and we're gonna look for somebody to get on the show with us.
Big name next week.
Big name.
Big name next week. Maybe. Are we dropping a teaser?
It's gonna be. Let's just say, make sure
you download next week.
Yeah.
You listen. Subscribe
to the channel. Definitely follow the channel.
Rate it. Give us 5-star comments, feedback, any questions you guys have.
Share it. If you appreciate this message, if you understand the vision, if you understand what we're talking about, I know we can relate to a lot of you guys, man. Share this. Let's share this.
I agree, 100%. But Chris, before we sign off, because I'm the sports guy. I'm the one that always has to throw the sports into it.
Please don't. Let me say something.
I'm not talking about the Bucks, bro.
No. But please don't say. I got killed all week for this.
Don't.
I didn't think he got robbed.
You didn't think he got robbed?
I didn't think he got robbed. I watched the dunk contest
Chris,
like 4
come on.
times.
Chris.
Listen.
Stop. No, wait. You're gonna let me talk now.
I'm gonna get a lot of slack.
Listen,
for this.
The one we're talking about, that we're referring to the dunk contest, people, by the way. Probably the best dunk contest that I've seen since Vince Carter versus Steve Francis.
Yeah.
I mean, this dude from Orlando, bro, he was on another level.
Orlando.
The Orlando Magic.
Orlando Magic,
yeah. Eric Gordon.
Yeah.
That dude, Bossio. I am not disagreeing with you that all of Levine's dunks were phenomenal, crazy, ridiculous showcase of athleticism. But that dunk that he did over the mascot,
best dunk of the night,
underneath both his legs,
best dunk of the night,
was probably the best dunk I've seen since Vince Carter.
Yeah,
that should have ended it.
I definitely agree.
Levine's dunk was a 45, but it was not a 50 after that dunk. It should have been over right there.
The dunk after that, wasn't it? It was the windmill from the free throw line, bro.
Yeah, no, it was insane.
That's a 50. Listen, if the point system was 100, then yeah, the dunk contest would have been over. But they both did 50 dunks. So yeah, it should have went overtime. The last dunk that your boy Gordon did was not as good as Levine's, and that's why he lost.
It wasn't, but people are underestimating the difficulty of that dunk. He tomahawked and then came between both legs.
Which is
I mean,
but my man did through the legs from a step over the free throw line. That's a 50, bro.
Yeah, no, that was a wrap. I give you that 100%.
So
when Levi did
when you look at it this way, they on all those rounds they both deserve the 50s, right? Yes, Gordon had the best dunk of the night, but that's not what it's about. It's about cumulative points until overtime, and then it's matched head to head. So he didn't get robbed.
All right.
So wait a second. All right, are you saying he didn't get robbed?
No, I'm not gonna agree with you, but I've learned to pick my battles with Bossio. It's late. He's not gonna lose. I have my opinion. He has his. The point of bringing this up.
Opinion is,
yeah, well. please. The point of bringing this up was it was the best dunk contest I've seen since Vince Carter and Steve Francis. I mean, I was blown. I didn't know what to do with myself.
What was funny is that they kept saying during the 3-point contest that they should make it. They should move
the highlight
because that's the highlight.
The highlight.
That's how. Hell, no, that was crazy.
Boss.
What?
Bossio. I haven't had a dunk contest make me. And I know a lot of you out there know what I'm talking about.
I want
jump up off my couch.
I want the rematch.
It's going down next year.
I feel like it's like boxing. Like we want the rematch.
I want the rematch. Give me the rematch. But I know a lot of you out there know what I'm talking about. I know you know what I'm talking about. I haven't had something make me jump out of my seat and literally have me jumping up and down.
NBA, if you're listening, just kidding.
They ain't listening.
We want the rematch.
But listen, subscribe, like, share, give us some feedback. Let us know if you want us to change up the format. And let's just make this big, and we'll keep providing content for you guys. It's all about Barber love.
This podcast isn't just for me or for Chris or for my YouTube channel for headlines. This podcast is for the industry. Like we're gonna have barbers, respected barbers that reflect what this industry should be. We're gonna have them on the show. This is our platform. This is our voice. So spread the message. When you got a good message, spread it.
Signing out from Headline Studios.
The Barber Session, baby.